Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, as you can tell by the title of this video, I'm going to be building my ideal starting 11 for Barcelona for the 2024-2025 season. Shout out to this guy for suggesting the idea. By the way, it was not my video idea, it was this guy's. So I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. But yeah, like I said, this is my ideal starting 11 for Barcelona. It does not mean it's going to be realistic. We're keeping it realistic in terms of budget because if there was no budget involved, I'd pick Haaland, I'd pick Mbappe, I'd take Vini from Real Madrid, I'd bring Alisson over. But obviously, we're keeping it realistic in terms of budget because we know Barca's financial situation is terrible. And I'm going to pick players that Barca have obviously been rumored with this summer that might actually join the club. But again, like I said, this is my ideal starting 11. This is not the starting 11 that Barca are going to line up with, obviously starting next season in August. But if I was Xavi, this is the lineup that I would pick. I'm making it very clear, this is my ideal starting lineup. Me, Michi. I'm only speaking for myself. So again, just wanted to get that out of the way because I know people sometimes get confused or they don't watch the intro. So if you didn't watch the intro, then shame on you. But anyway, like I said, we're going to build this today together on the starting 11 builder. I'm going to share my screen with you guys and do it together. And yeah, if you guys like this video, please let me know in the comment section down below. And yeah, enough yapping. Let's start building my dream Barca starting 11. All right, so we are here on the lineup builder website. As you guys can see, I am so hyped for this, man. At the top it says 24-25 Barcelona. The formation that I picked is the 4-3-3 that employs the pivot because that is the formation that I would play if I was Barca manager, and also that is the formation that Barca play historically. And yeah, we're going to go player by player, position by position, starting off with goalkeeper, and of course finishing it off with the attack with the striker. And yeah, man, let's get into this. The goalkeeper to me next season has to be Marc-Andre ter Stegen. I know Mats has been heavily scrutinized by Barca fans, especially over the past couple weeks, but we saw when Mats was hurt this year for like 2 months and we had Iñaki Peña, it was night and day. Iñaki Peña is not good enough, man. We're not Real Madrid. We don't have Lunin and Courtois. We have a really, really good goalkeeper, and then our backup is not great. So to me, it's got to be Mats. Look, man, I understand that Mats on his day can be infuriating to watch. And we saw it against Girona. You get the good on the bad. He had a couple stinkers against Girona, but then he comes up and makes a huge save. To me, he's still one of the best shot stoppers in the world. His ability to play from the back is still really, really good in my opinion. And good goalkeepers are not really just out there, man. Like, teams are not just giving out good goalkeepers. So to me, we still have, like I said, one of the best in the world. Is he the best? No, but he's one of the best in the world. And he's coming off last season having one of his best seasons. This year, again, like I said, when he's played, he has not been bad whatsoever. Obviously, though, without injury. But when he's played, he's been good to me. Again, he's had a couple stinkers in there, but still, for the most part, he's been decent to me. So our goalkeeper next year has to be Mats. Still our best option in that position. Moving on to right back, to me, it's going to be Jules Koundé. Not really, no debate about this, man. He's to me one of the best right backs in the world, especially defensively. I know he doesn't like playing right back, but this guy's really, really good at right back. I saw him go up against Mbappe and Vini this year, and he held his own against both of those guys. And they're arguably the two best players in the world, especially against Mbappe, who I believe is the best player in the world. Koundé neutralized him, especially at the Parc des Princes. Mbappe was nowhere to be found in that game. He was in Koundé's pocket. And this guy, to me, has been one of our only consistent performers throughout this whole year. Again, he doesn't like playing right back. He almost left last season because Xavi kept playing him at right back, and he wants to play center back. But I'm sorry, Koundé, you're a better right back. And next year, in my starting 11, you're starting at right back in August. And then at center back, to me, it's going to be Araujo. Look, man, similar to Mats, Araujo's been heavily scrutinized by Barca fans over the past couple weeks. The post-PSG game, he has not been good. I think that mistake, obviously tackling Barcola and getting that red card, is still affecting him mentally to me. But let's not forget, man, this guy, for that month stretch when Barca were playing amazing, he was arguably our best defender. And talents like Ronald Araujo don't come around every single day. And to me, this guy's still one of the best center backs in the world, and he has that potential. And he's going to be a future captain for this team. I don't want to sell him. Araujo needs to be our starting center back next season because, like I said, he's still, to me, one of the best center backs in the world. And I think next season he's going to come back with this burning desire to prove himself to the fans and just showcase that he's not the guy that we saw for the final stretch of the season. He's going to come back and be the Araujo that we all know and love, the guy that we all fell in love with. Obviously, when we brought him over from Uruguay. So to me, Araujo is going to be the center back. The other center back, it hurts, man, because I love Christensen, but to me, it's got to be Pau Cubarsí. I mean, if Christensen, if Christensen, I love him, bro. He's one of the best center backs in the world, but he's simply going up against one of the best 17-year-olds that I've ever seen. And Pau Cubarsí, I mean, the 6 months that he's played for the first team, he completely flipped. Like, the team flipped when he came in. People talk about Xavi resigning. Yes, that's also when the team kind of flipped. But when Pau Cubarsí came in, this team started playing a lot better. Now, as of late, we've kind of reverted back to old Barca, but this guy's not at fault at all. And Cubarsí, as a 17-year-old, what he's shown me this year, he has the potential to be one of the best center backs this game has ever seen. I'm not being hyperbolic, man. This guy's that good. Again, I love Christensen, but, I mean, Pau Cubarsí is just one of one. He's a generational talent. This guy's going to come in next season. After having 6 months of experience on the first team, he's going to come in even better. And he would be my starter in August of, obviously, this year. Then left back, This is a tricky position because Barca obviously don't have that many great fullbacks in general, but especially not, like, we don't have a certified left back because Cancelo to me sucks. So to me, it's going to be Balde. I watched Balde in the title-winning season a year back be one of the best left backs in the world, and this year he was not good when he played. Obviously, he's been injured for a couple months now, but I still have trust in Balde, and defensively, he's so much better than Cancelo. But going forward, he's not great, but Cancelo over the past couple weeks has not been good going forward and has not been good defensively. And when Cancelo's not giving you anything offensively, he's basically, you're playing with 10 men. Because defensively, he's a fucking cone. I believe that Balde saw that they brought in Cancelo to replace him. He's going to be like, no, you know what? Fuck that. I'm going to take back my spot. And if Barca want to keep Cancelo, that's fine. But he should not be our starter. Because like I said, Balde is just better defensively, and I have more trust in Balde than I do Cancelo. And I think he's going to come back better than ever. So that would be my back five. Ter Stegen, Koundé, Araujo, Cubarsí, and Balde. No transfers here. I'm not bringing in any other players. This would be my back five. Okay, and then we're moving on to the midfield. Obviously, starting off with the pivot. This is our first transfer player, and it's gonna be, did I spell it wrong? Martin I'm fucking illiterate, man. Subimendi. I'm sorry about that. It's gonna be Martin Subimendi. I talked about him obviously in my Barca transfer target tier list. I love this guy, man. He's the Busquets region for a reason, and this guy would fix so much for Barca. This guy, you insert him into that Barca team, and he fixes so much for us. Barca have tried Frenkie de Jong at pivot. They've tried Sergio Roberto at pivot. They tried Gundogan at pivot. They tried Romeo at pivot. None of those options. They tried Christensen at pivot, which worked obviously, but Christensen is just not as good as Subimendi, especially in possession. In possession, this guy unlocks so much, man. He unlocks so much to me, and again, like I said, he's a perfect Barca player. I don't know if Real Sociedad are going to sell him, but Barca have obviously been linked to him. And in my ideal Barca starting 11, the one guy that we have to go out and splash money on is Martin Subimendi. Whatever Real Sociedad asks for, doesn't matter. Even if you have to sell Frenkie de Jong, you sell him for Martin Subimendi. Not Joshua Kimmich, not Onana, not Guido Rodriguez. You sell him for Martin Subimendi. Because, like I said, this guy's amazing. And then the two in front of him, one of them has to be Ilkay Gundogan. I believe Gundogan's going to stay next year. I have no reason to believe he's not going to stay. Obviously, I think his contract runs out after next season. Whenever it does. I just pulled that out of my ass, by the way. I'm really not sure. But anyway, Gundogan's going to stay next year. I hope he does at least. Unless he goes runs back to Man City. Because what he has to suffer this year with Barca has not obviously been what he's used to at Man City, winning all these trophies. And this year, Barca, he's going to go trophyless. But this guy, to me, has been our best player this year, and he's got to stay, man. And Gundogan has to be a starter for us going into next season because, to me, he's still one of the best midfielders in the world. No debate about that. And then that leaves a third midfield spot. You have Subimendi, you have Gundogan. Is it Frenkie de Jong, who's a progression monster, or is it Pedri, who's a creativity and final third monster? It's hard for me to envision a world where any of those two guys sit the bench. Obviously, Barca still have Gavi and Fermin Lopez. And like I said, Guido Rodriguez coming from Betis, it looks like, at least. So I don't know. It's very tricky for me because I'm trying to make this as balanced as possible. Subimendi, you have a guy, like I said, you have a perfect DM. You have that rock solid DM who can obviously who can stay back there and allow these two guys to go forward. Gundogan, when he's going forward, he's at his best. We saw this year. When Gundogan's playing deep, he doesn't look comfortable, man. He's better. The closer Gundogan is to the final third, the better. And then you also have Pedri, who's really good in the final third, and I think that him and Gundogan have a good connection every time they're on the pitch together. But then again, you have Frenkie de Jong, who's just so fucking good, man. I mean, people hate on Frenkie de Jong. He's amazing, man. I mean, the guy's so versatile. He can do so many things on the pitch. He can progress the ball forward, like I said. He can pick up the ball from the center backs or for the fullbacks and just carry it and play those long passes as well. But to me, it looks like Barca probably, if Barca are going to sell one guy, it's going to be Frenkie de Jong. So I'm going to go ahead and put Pedri on there because I think this midfield still has a lot of balance. And obviously, if you have a backup of Frenkie de Jong, Gavi, Fermin Lopez, Guido Rodriguez, you're set, bro. And that midfield to me is amazing. Again, we only have one transfer so far. It's Subimendi. Because, like I said, the pivot has been lacking for Barca, but that would be my midfield. I mean, you have obviously the veteran leadership, the presence with Gundogan, who can obviously control the tempo of a game. You have that final third monster with Pedri, who can obviously unlock so many things for you in that sector of the pitch. And this midfield to me is really, really good. This would be a really, really good midfield. And like I said, you can still start, you can alternate. You can, when Pedri gets tired, because we know Pedri, I hate to say it, but he's going to get probably injured at some point. You have Gavi, you have Frenkie de Jong. If Gundogan needs some rest, you can obviously play Frenkie de Jong, you can play Gavi, you can play Fermin. So this to me looks really, really good. And then finishing it off with the front three, the right winger is going to be Lamine Yamal. No debate about that. That position is his. A 16-year-old has taken over the right wing position at Barcelona. A position that Lionel Messi played at for so many years, and Lamine Yamal is taking it over. Give him the number 10 tomorrow, man. Take it away from Ansu, give it to Lamine Yamal. It's this guy. It's this guy. I don't care who we bring in, it's Lamine Yamal starting at right wing. Nobody is getting in instead of him. It's pretty self-explanatory, man. This guy, every season he's played at Barca, like the 2 seasons that he's played, he's gotten better, and next year is going to be even better. With this experience under his belt, obviously starting most games for Barca this year and being a key part to that team, being one of our best players, Lamine Yamal, right winger, no debate about that. Left winger, look, man, I want Bernardo Silva to come in, and if Bernardo Silva does come in, I'm going to put him at left wing, and I'm going to put Bernardo Silva. I love Rafinha, but I think if Barca can get Bernardo Silva, who can obviously play a role in that position, he's going to be really, really good. Now, that midfield, that is kind of a little bit stagnant with Pedri, Gundogan, and Bernardo Silva because they all provide kind of like a similar thing. So, you know what? I'm going to change that. Fuck Bernardo Silva. We're going to play Rafinha. You know what? When I wrote my lineup down at first, when I was prepping for this video, I put Bernardo Silva, but I'm actually going to put Rafinha. Because Bernardo Silva is probably not going to come in, and Rafinha is going to... I don't want to disrespect Rafinha like that, because what this guy's done this year has been amazing, man. Over the past couple months, he's been one of our best players, one of our most productive attackers, and I love Rafinha, man. I think what this guy did this year has been fantastic, and obviously you still have Ferran Torres to back him up, you still have Joao Felix if you want to bring him back to back it up, you still have Marguerite to back him up if you obviously play him as well, and Barca can obviously, like I said, they can sign Nico Williams, which would be amazing to me. If you want to sign Bernardo Silva, and then you have Bernardo Silva and Rafinha, Nico Williams, and you have Ferran Torres. I mean, you have a lot of winger depth at that point, which would obviously be amazing for Barca because we're lacking that, especially a right winger, because there's no one really to back up Lamine Jamal. But yeah, that would be ideal for me. And if we can get Nico Williams, man, oh my god, but I don't think Nico gets in over Rafinha as of right now. Maybe like once we see how next season shapes up, if we get Nico Williams, then we can see. But as of right now, for my lineup, it would be Rafinha starting, and then at striker, again, this is my ideal lineup. Not Xavi, okay? Because Xavi's gonna, if it was up to Xavi, he'd put 11 Lewandowskis on the pitch. But to me, it's gotta be Vitor Roque. The way that we've treated this kid is honestly disgusting, and I think he's a fantastic player. I think he's a fantastic player. He can provide so many things for Barca, obviously going forward. Barca don't have that threat of in behind because we play with this target man and Lewandowski. And that's really not what Barca have ever done. Barca don't really do well with target men number 9s. We saw that with Zlatan. They don't fit well at Barca. And with this guy, he can do so many things for you. He can unlock so many things for you going forward. And he can exploit so much space that Lewandowski just wastes, man. So many times I watch Barca games and I see all this space in behind, and it's just getting wasted because we have Lewandowski like a fucking porta potty just sitting there, man. And it's so frustrating to watch. I hate it. But to me, I don't think Barca have to go look outside to find a striker. I think you have the striker right there, and his name is Vitor Roque, who's one of the most promising talents coming out of Brazil in a really, really long time. And when I watched him in the Brasileirão, he was fucking amazing, bro. And when I watch him for Brazil, he's fucking amazing. When I watch him play for Barca, the minutes that he gets limited minutes with a shitty midfield and basically playing out of position, he's been amazing. So Xavi, get your fucking head out of your ass and play Vitor Roque. Because this kid is the future. It's not... Mark Yu can obviously back him up. Lewandowski can back him up because obviously Lewandowski's staying. Lewandowski's not going anywhere. He's made that very clear. Any interview he gets anytime he gets a chance to say that I'm staying at Barca, he says it. So he's going to stay at Barca. But to me, in my lineup, he would not be the starter because he has not done enough this year. I don't care about winning the Pichichi Award. I don't care about the celebration. I don't care about any of that. He has not done enough this year to warrant him being the number 9 for Barca next year. He has just not simply done enough. And to me, it's got to be Vitor Roque. But again, that would be my Barca lineup going into next season. Again, guys, keep this in mind. We're still going to sign some more players. Obviously, hopefully, Guido Rodriguez is going to come in. Like I said, you can sign Nico Williams. You can sign Bernardo Silva. You can sign Mats Weifer from, I think it's Feyenoord, if I'm not mistaken. You can maybe sign, like I said, hopefully a fullback. Grimaldo would be ideal for me, but he's not going to probably come in. You can obviously bring Cancelo back on a loan. I wouldn't buy Cancelo unless they want like 20 million for him. Then I would consider it, but that would still be too much for me. But if you can get Cancelo back on loan, if you can get Joao Felix back on another loan, and you can kind of have those players for free, basically, obviously paying their wages still, but have them for free in terms of like not paying a fee to get him, that'd be great. You could obviously add more depth, but to me this team would be, and then obviously like I said with Gavi coming back and all those injuries that we've had this year, I mean obviously being healthier, I think this team could do a lot of damage, man. This would be my ideal lineup for Barca next season. I would feel very comfortable with this lineup next season, but again, that's just me. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Let me know your ideal lineup for Barcelona next season in the comment section down below, please. Whether you guys agree or disagree, also let me know down below. And shout out to you, bro, the guy who suggested the video. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much for the idea. And yeah, man, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.